guys, so it's the 1st of February today, which can only mean one thing, that it's time for January favourites, and it's kind of exciting that we're embarking on a whole brand new year's worth of favourites, and this is the beginning. So I have a few products here that I've been really enjoying over the month of January, and there's only a couple of makeup bits, so I think I'll start with those. So I'm just going to get this first product out of the way because I've been talking about it so much you're probably sick of it, but it's the L'Oreal Miss Manga Mascara, and I have officially fallen in love with this. I didn't think I'd ever really love a drugstore mascara because they've always just not really performed for me in the past, but this one is just incredible. I don't know if it's the brush, the formula, it all just comes together to be this amazing, volumizing, lengthening, thickening, perfect mascara. So I've been wearing this pretty much non-stop since I got it. I did buy a few other mascaras, I mentioned that in my haul, but none of them have compared to this. But there's been a few mixed reviews I've heard. A lot of people don't like it, some people are kind of a bit on the fence about it, but I think for me and my eyelashes personally it just works really well, so it's definitely worth checking out, and for, you know, under £10, which I think is really good deal. So the second product is sort of a rediscovery. I've had this for a while and I absolutely love it, and I knew I loved it, but I rediscovered it recently and I haven't been able to stop wearing it this month, and it's the Balm Fratboy Blush, and this is just me rolled into a blusher. It's the perfect pink peach warm tone colour, which I just absolutely love, and I've just been kind of reaching for this every single day. There's no other blusher that I want to wear at the moment apart from this. It's just perfect, and the formula of these blushes, I haven't tried any other actual blushes from the Balm, but this one is just so textured and creamy, pigmented, even though it's a powder. It's so lovely, so I really like that blush. I should probably buy a few more from the Balm just to see what they're like. And then my last makeup favourite is another one that I mentioned in my haul a few videos back along with the mascara, and it's the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade. And again, this has just taken over all my other brow products and it's the only thing I've been reaching for. It's almost like a gel eyeliner but for your brows, which I think is such a clever idea, but it's super pigmented, so you can really fill in any gaps, you can just define your brows exactly how you want it to be, any shape. So I just think it's an amazing product and literally all I've been wearing on my brows since I got it. A lot of people have actually asked me about the colour of this one. I have the shade dark brown, but it's sort of tricky to find the colour you need because there aren't any places that actually sell it in the UK, so unless you have, you know, a Sephora nearby you, you can't really go and swatch them and try out the colours. I just looked at swatches and YouTube videos online to sort of judge what colour I needed, and I went for this one because it looked the most ashy of all the shades, and I know that a sort of grey tone ashy brown tends to suit me when it comes to my brows. I think I'm going to be a little bit sneaky and just mention one last makeup product, and these aren't technically favourites because I really haven't had them long enough to judge them properly, but so far I'm amazed by them, and these are the Revlon Colourburst Matte Balms, and you know I've been searching for these for such a long time and I finally found them in a Boots nearby me, and I'm so glad I did. They're just incredible products. I have the shades Elusive, Audacious and Unapologetic, and this is actually what I'm wearing on my lips today, and they're just so creamy and moisturising, just like a lip balm, and yet they're matte and they're so pigmented, so oh, I just absolutely love them and I'm really looking forward to wearing them a lot more, so that's my sneaky little extra favourite. Recently I've been kind of embracing more of a natural nail. I haven't really worn bright nail varnish for a couple of months, since probably November time, which is really strange for me because I do love my nail varnishes, but there are two here that I've been really wearing a lot throughout January, and they are Peachy from Hansen and Ballet Slippers from Essie, and they're both very natural, very nude and simple colours. The Ballet Slippers is more of a sheer wash of colour, so it's not even opaque at all, so just a really quite glossy, slightly tinted pink shade, but the Sally Hansen one is the one that I've really been enjoying, and it's kind of a peachy nude, so very much like a kind of natural skin tone colour, so you can't even really notice it once you're wearing it, but it's very opaque and it goes on really nicely. The formulas of these I think are brilliant, and the brushes as well are very thick and wide, even wider than the Essie ones, so you literally just do one coat and it's got your whole nail covered. The wear time of these two is brilliant, so this is actually the only nail varnish I have from Sally Hansen, so I think I'm definitely going to have to pick up a few more and try them out. So moving on to hair care, and since I cut my hair I really have noticed that I have to wash it a lot more often, and when I had longer hair I kind of only did it once or twice a week, and I've really fallen into the habit of not washing my hair all that often, but it gets a lot greasier a lot quicker now, I've found, so I wanted to find something that was going to really deeply clean it and sort of make it cleaner for longer. So I actually picked up this shampoo from Bumble and Bumble. This is the Sunday shampoo, and it's basically a really deeply clarifying shampoo which takes out all kind of excess product and build up from your hair. I try to use this maybe once every week, once every 2 weeks, and I just find it leaves my hair cleaner, and even after I've washed it, you know, with other shampoos and conditioners, it just feels like the effects are still working and products don't build up as easily, which is great. The only tiny problem I have with this is it's quite drying, so I think if you had, you know, slightly more damaged hair, it might not be the best thing to use. And as well, I think it may strip colour out too. A few people that have coloured hair that have tried this have said it's really taken their colour down, so again, something to look out for. But apart from that, I think it's a brilliant shampoo. And then I've really been trying to keep products quite minimal in my hair so that they don't build up too quickly. So I've just been using pretty much one thing, and it's the Kerastase, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, Boucle d'Art. This is basically an aqua mousse, which I haven't really come across before. It's quite an interesting new product. So think hair mousse, but a lot lighter, kind of more water-based. It really just comes out like a foam. So I put a few pumps of this kind of in my roots, around my hair, and then blow dry it, and that's pretty much all the products that I've been using, apart from maybe a texturizing spray afterwards. But I find it gives incredible volume. It really does kind of lift the hair, but it's not overly sticky, and it doesn't feel like you've got a lot in there. So I've been really enjoying using that this month. And then onto skincare, and I have two things here to show you, and they both happen to be from Kiehl's. And if you watched my Vlogmas series back in December, you would have seen that I went to the Kiehl's store in Brighton, which is just beautiful. Everything is just laid out so perfectly, and I really like Kiehl's. I've only tried a few products from them in the past, but everything I have tried I've loved. So I got quite a few things, but there are two that really stood out to me that I had to show you today. So the first one is a toner, and I don't really get that excited about toners. They're not the most interesting skincare product to me, and I tend to just forget them most days. But I was noticing my skin just got really dry throughout the winter, and I just needed something to really top up the moisture. This is really different to any toner I've seen before. It's a very thick liquid. It's really opaque, and when you put it on the cotton wool pad, it almost comes out like a lotion. And the main ingredient in this, apart from water, is glycerin, so it's very hydrating, and as soon as you put this on, it just feels like your skin is being soothed and moisturised, and it's a really lovely product. So I've actually been enjoying using toner and remembering to do it every single day, which is great. And then the second thing, which is probably my favourite product I got from Kiehl's, is the Ultra Facial Cream. And again, I was looking for something really hydrating, really moisturising, and I actually mentioned this in my 2013 favourites. So considering I've only had it for maybe 2 or 3 months, that is how much I love it. It's a beautiful cream, really rich, and yet it's not overly kind of greasy or oily. It doesn't feel like it's sitting on your skin, it sinks in really well, but the moisture this packs in is just incredible. I've actually even been using this in the day, which is really rare because I tend to go for the more oil-free moisturisers for that, but my skin has been so dry at the moment, it's just really needed a lot of hydration, and it's just been working wonders. So this is definitely my favourite moisturiser at the moment. So last but not least, I have 2 body care products here, and I've already mentioned these on my blog last month. I'm kind of doing a new feature which is called Currently Obsessed, because I feel like I do get a bit obsessed with products, so I needed a place to rave about them. But these were the first things to feature on there, and they are both from the Rituals Laughing Buddha collection. Rituals isn't really a brand that I've tried a lot from, or that I know many of their products, but since I smelt the fragrance of this range, I just knew I had to have it all. It's called Sweet Orange and Cedarwood, and it's just really deep and musky and kind of vanilla-y and a bit woody, which I really love, but it's also got this kind of undercut of sweet orange in it too, which just lifts it. It's just a beautiful fragrance, and I find with both the products it just lingers for such a long time. And the two that I have here are the Foaming Shower Gel and the Body Butter. This literally goes on like butter. It is so moisturising, it melts into your skin, it's beautiful, really hydrating for a long time as well. And this I think is such a good idea. It's a foam, but it's kind of in this aerosol can, so almost a bit like shaving foam, but a lot more luxurious. So a tiny bit goes such a long way, and it really foams up, and it's a creamy, really moisturising lather. So I really love both those products, and I have a few more from the range too that I love, so if you want to hear a bit more about them, I'll link the post below. So those are my January favourites, and I hope you enjoyed watching that. Let me know what your favourites were this month as well, and I will see you all soon.